Very well, thank you. You know what? I think I'm the best stuff on the radio, too. I really do.
Very bad.
Can you tell me about the traffic right now?
Can you pay me?
Oh.
I don't do that trick for free.
I have like 4 pounds of Sour Patch Kids now. Does that count?
I suppose, yeah. It all depends how the Brexit goes. That's going to affect the pound.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So that's a current events to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess. Hey, we were talking about you this whole time.
No, we're having a problem.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They can't find it. Apparently there isn't one.
Oh.
What do we have recorded? Like we were gonna have like a call for Ronnie's game. So they did.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this makes a great discussion topic for our parents.
It does, yeah.
This is a perfect example. And then Mark's like an hour before they heard that.
Yeah, absolutely, it does.
Hold on, I'm gonna talk to Dominic real quick.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and start introductions. So we're going to go ahead and do introductions then. Absolutely. So I would like folks to go ahead and get started then. And yes. So if you can go ahead and do your name, say how you're doing, and our check-in questions today can be, how do you take your ice cream
I don't know
sundae?
what to do. This is not working out the way it was.
Right. So, my name is Tommy Edison. I'm doing great. I've had a nice time at VidCon so far. It's great to be here. And how do I like my ice cream sundae? Paid for. Somebody buys it for me, I'm good. How's that?
That's me.
That's also my radio experience. I've been broke for most of my life.
I love that. Well, my name is JD, and along with talking about my visual impairment on my channel, I talk about a slew of other identities that I have for myself. Part of, like, ultimate minority, I think, is what my platform is. But I'm doing very good. I am very honored having been invited here. It's my very first VidCon, and I'm attending as a feature creator, so I don't know how this happened, but I'm very honored, and I'm very pleased to be presenting to you guys today. And you guys are going to hate me for this, but I actually do not take, like, I'm not a sugary person, so I usually don't, like, have ice cream that much. What I do like is tea. I'm a heavy tea drinker, and I'll have, like, a little bit of honey in with it, so.
That would be an ice cream sun tea.
Some tea. I know that they have tea-flavored stuff. There
They
might be,
do?
like, a tea-flavored ice cream out there. You gotta find that out.
I understand. Yeah. Sorry, but. Yes. Hi. I'm Ricky Pointer. If you didn't figure out from the past 10 minutes of what's been going on up now. But yeah, I started out as a makeup channel way back when I started my channel in 2010, and for the past couple of years, 2 years-ish, I've been doing more of, regular, I guess you'll call it, lifestyle videos, but also with, like, actively being about closed captioning and awareness in general.
Alright, perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Allie. The full name is Alexandria, but please don't call me that unless I'm in trouble because it makes me a little bit nervous. And I am doing well today. I'm feeling a little bit better now that this is sort of getting itself figured out. And I take my ice cream sundaes with chocolate chips and caramel. And I'm going to go ahead and get... Please don't fall. Please. Please don't fall. I'm really nervous about that fall. It's okay. Please don't fall. I have really bad luck, so I'm like, now I'm very worried.
No, you're like canoes that's moving in the water.
Honestly, like, please don't fall.
I'm watching you for LOL.
Okay, can we change this panel to be about Charmed, though, honestly? So let's go ahead and have a little bit of this being about all of us, and then we're going to split all of us into short little discussion sections. So it's going to be 4 of us doing small little breakouts. So we've got about 25 minutes to do discussion questions. So the first one that is going to be, I don't know, you guys are probably used to this by now, but it's just like a general VidCon question, and that is about how you all got started making YouTube videos. And we're going to probably try to make that identity-based, but feel free to answer it about how you just started making content in general. Feel free to start, whoever wants to.
All right, well, my dear friend Ben Churchill and I, who's in the house today, we were talking about movies one day. I was complaining about, movies where the end of it has no resolution. They do it with everything but words, right? It's all with, cinematography or a song or whatever it is. And, I felt sort of ripped off at the end of the film. I invested an hour and a half, 15 minutes, the last 6 of it, I had no idea what it was. So we got the idea to start doing movie reviews. So, that was the beginning of the Blind Film Critic. That was the first channel that we did. And we went and did our first movie review. And we were very fortunate, actually. We shot the movie review on a Thursday night. Friday, it was up for the weekend. And on Monday, it really started to take off. And Monday night, Roger Ebert actually tweeted out our movie review, my movie review, Scream 4. And he actually did, for the first 2 reviews, he tweeted those out. And it was very cool. So we were doing a lot of movie reviews and stuff, and it was great fun. And then people were curious about my life and how it worked in the comments. So then we launched the other channel, the Tommy Anderson XP channel. And that channel, I answer all your questions about blindness, about how I use different sorts of technologies, and just any questions from, I don't know, it's like, how do you know whether or not you're awake or asleep? To things like, how do I understand intangibles, like, sunsets or the Grand Canyon, things that I can't touch? Or how do I cook, or how do I use different technologies? So, that's sort of how we got started. That was the beginning. And we've been very fortunate and had a nice time.
With me and my channel, I tried my hardest trying to look for content creators who talk about living with a visual impairment. Clap your hands if you have a visual impairment. Clap your hands if you have albinism. So it was really difficult for me because also being a member of the LGBTQ community, how you could find fellow content creators, sharing their coming out stories. I wanted that same aspect related to my disability and my condition. Meeting other people, having transferred in the middle of high school to a school for the blind where I met other people that had albinism, other people that had visual impairments, other people who were blind, that made a huge impact on me. And I wanted to find that on YouTube. The only issue is that I had a really hard time finding other content creators that talked about living with a disability. So I figured, why not be the person to start making those videos? My channel initially started with me talking about what it's like living with a visual impairment and living with albinism. And I uploaded quite a lot of videos in my first year, and steadily over the years, I felt like I've already talked about that topic. So I'm always trying to think of new ways to bring blindness into my video topics, along with other minority labels that I identify as. I am Native American, and as you mentioned earlier, I'm also part of the gay community. So all of those topics are what I talk about on my platform, but my channel started because I wanted to talk about living with my disability.
Yeah, okay, so I actually didn't, sorry. I actually didn't start my YouTube channel with the thought of, oh my god, I want to change the world, and blah, blah, blah. I actually just did it because I was fresh out of high school. YouTube seriously for the first time, and I don't know if anybody follows the beauty community, but ex-Barkage, Lisa, that makeup girl, she was the first person I watched, and I was like, oh my god, makeup is this fascinating thing, and I went on to that, and so I was the makeup guru for a couple of years. And then I got bored of it, but I didn't want to quit YouTube, but it was like, well then what do I want to do, because I couldn't think of anything to talk about, and that's when I realized, well, the lack of captioning on YouTube, the lack of serious captioning on YouTube was a big issue, and I got tired of watching videos about the newest concealer and them telling me it's about zebras, which absolutely have nothing to do with it. So unless there's a zebra wearing concealer, and then I'm going to question the world. So I was just, well, we're gonna talk about it, and I made one video, like a basic like Q&A of like deaf awareness, and it was 22 minutes long. And then with the help of some other, bigger YouTubers, because I didn't want to be like, hey, I want to use you for your views, not like that, but I just want to be like, could you help me? You are my friend, and you have a bigger audience, could you help me get the word out? Because nobody's gonna listen to a little deaf kid talking about big, serious issues, at least not this, because nobody really knows about it. So, with the help of like people like Francesca Ramsey, it just got a little bit bigger, and then I don't know if I can swear here, but the things hearing people say video went viral, and then that's when I was like, okay, this is becoming an issue, and then people were listening, and Tyler Oakley and Kat Black were making videos, Matthew Santoro's been, captioning, and that's when I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and now we're here.
Shout out to that, like I don't know what just happened. Me in the morning. So I wanted to ask you, because I feel like this is a common question that we kind of deal with that isn't often spoken about, and that is, do you feel a hesitance or do you feel a pressure to discuss your disability in your content? Because sometimes I feel like on my channel that, I don't know, there's this balance that I have to have of making content that is, like when I'm creating a video, that it has to be just about my disability. So when you created your channels, I mean, Ricky, you just discussed that it wasn't, there was some sort of a transition, but do you feel that kind of hesitance or pressure when you're thinking about creating videos?
For me, it's kind of, there's an echo, I can't hear it though. But for me, it's kind of both hesitation and pressure. I guess it's more like self-pressure rather than like people go, can you make a video about this? But like the hesitation part comes when like just 2 hours ago I commented and said, not to be mean, but what's wrong with your voice? And it's like that kind of thing. Like people, it's like hashtag personal problems, nobody cares about this. And, that's where the hesitation part comes from. But then the pressure part is, I guess it's more kind of on myself. Like I feel like as much as I want to bring awareness to this, like obviously, but sometimes if you do back-to-back videos of this particular topic for like say 2 months straight worth of videos about this particular topic, then it's like you kind of get burnt out on it, and then you're only known as that deaf person doing deaf videos. But when you want to be like a little bit more and try to balance it, but then everybody's like, okay, but what about this? So it's kind of like, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, for us, I mean, for Ben and myself, the interesting thing is, we never started out to do anything for the blind. I just happened to be a blind person who was going to review movies. You know what I mean? Like, so that was never something that we thought about. And to this day, we don't really make videos for the blind. We just, I try to make videos that everybody's going to enjoy, and that, I can make people laugh, and then I can also teach about, how my life works, and how I, like I said, how I use different technologies and things like this. But we were never trying to be, break down any barriers or anything like that. I was just, presenting. That's all. And it's, that's how it worked for me.
I think it's really interesting how I come across the creators who happen to have disabilities who make content. A friend of ours who is also going to be on the community panel for the same thing is James Raff. He recently only got into making videos about talking about his visual impairment since last year, I believe. So for me, I initially started my channel because it's something that I wanted to talk about. For me, my platform mostly consists of educational content. It's my goal, I guess you could say, on creating content is to break these stereotypes on all of the labels that I have. So I started my videos because, you know, like there's always some joke or there's always some comment out there about people that have albinism. There's always some comment out there about, you know, there's always the blind jokes, you know. So,
I mean, all the time.
And, you know, even amongst ourselves in the blind community, we make our own blind jokes. But,
Sure. That's part of the fun.
yes, it is, yeah. But for me, I like how Ricky said, you know, it's basically the same thing I wanted to say. You do not want to be known just as the insert label here, you know. You also want to be known as a creator, and I think this is, you know, if we go outside of this a little bit, this is what every creator struggles with, is being known for a certain type of content. And if you're truly, you know, that creative person, you kind of want to go outside of your element every now and then. So that creative aspect of being known for a specific style or a specific topic, it's one thing that I think every YouTuber struggles with, is like, I don't just want to do this. I want to go into this, I want to go into this, I want to go into this. So for me, it's initially what I started my channel for, but since then I've broken off into non-disability topics as well. So.
Could you talk a little bit more about the stereotypes and like misconceptions that people have about your disabilities? Because, I mean, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is like the comment section, right? So how do you handle like the misconceptions or incorrect assumptions that people have about your disabilities or just your identity as a whole?
I think, Tommy, you have quite a few comments on your videos that...
Oh, man, you know, millions of them. I can't even think. People say all sorts of things. How do you know? The best one was when we started doing movie reviews. If it came up, I wish I had $1 for every time somebody said this to me, because I'd be a jillionaire. The question was, hey man, you're a blind person, how can you watch a movie? And then they go with me about using words, you know, other words like see and look and show and all that kind of thing. They give me all sorts of, you know, stick about that. And, you know, why can't I use those words as well? You know what I mean? Just because I can't see. So I can still see something, but it's not with my eyes. I'm seeing it with, you know, my other senses. So what? You know. But, yeah, that's one of the giant things that happens on YouTube. And, you know, like out in the world, people, I mean, it's amazing what happens to me out in the world. I really should do a blog about, like, my blind adventures, because every day I walk around my neighborhood, some crazy thing happens. Every single time. The last time I was just walking through the neighborhood, and some woman walked up on my left and just locked arms with me and said, I'm going to help you. And I went, great, where am I going? And then she couldn't speak English, and I was like, uh-oh. So I got to some place I was a little bit more familiar with and just broke away from her and went, bye-bye, see ya. You know, so, but like all sorts of weird things happen, you know?
With me, I did a video a couple years ago, and I titled it, I'm Not My Disability. And I talked about an experience that I encountered similar to you, Tommy, about how some random person, this is back when I used to use the city bus transit system to, you know, go to places. But some random person, I had my cane out, and some random person just like starts walking alongside me, and like, hey man, it's like for a blind guy, it's like you pretty navigate pretty well. And I think it really is more difficult for those of us who are in the blind community who are sighted passing. You know, we have low vision, we're not completely blind. So trying to explain how we see, I think, is more difficult than, you know, a person who can say they're totally blind.
Yeah.
But his comment was like, I don't know if I could be doing the thing that you're doing, is being out here and living your life. And I'm like,
They said no.
it's not that hard. And the comment that I made in the video is like, it's my condition is congenital. I've been like this since birth, so I really don't know what it's like to have normal eyesight. And having that conception of like people thinking that living with a disability is just so hard, it's so sad, it's so, you know, that pity card is, I think, is what frustrates us a lot when we have people coming up to us and like praising our parents for, oh, you're such a good parent for raising a child with a disability, and it's so annoying, you know, because I don't know, to me that actually does like shut the cord with me, you know, that conception of like, because you have this condition, your life is altered, and it's like, they don't have it, so they don't understand it, I guess really is what frustrates me more. The stereotypes of blind people can't do this, or any disabled person can't do this. I think we all try our best, every one of us up here, to counteract those, you know, those comments. You know, I didn't know you can do that. Surprise! Yeah, we can.
No, listen, same thing. You know, and like from a bunch of my radio career, I hate the fact that I was blind. I was never out. Because I figured, you know, why do you need to know? You can't see me and I can't see you. I'm on the radio. You know? So when I was a disc jockey, and then when I went on to do the traffic for a little while, I was, you know, it was a big secret. And then my partner in the morning, we had done a school visit, and there was a reporter who came along and was, oh, you guys go visit these schools, this is great. And then she hits the jackpot and finds out that there's a blind traffic reporter on the radio. Oh my God. You know, and so that was my outing, and that was the beginning of it. And that was when I really began to talk about it.
Yeah, I get, oh gosh, all kinds of questions, like, how do deaf people drive? I've literally had people ask me, how do we use the bathroom? And in fact, take care of ourselves after the bathroom, to which I just started to say, oh, we don't do it. We don't do this or that, you know, just, oh God. And now, before, at the very beginning, I'd be like, okay, listen, this is how it's gonna go, and I'm just gonna be like typing like paragraph and paragraph, but now it's just simple. It's like, we don't poop, we don't eat, we don't smell, we don't do anything. In fact, we're dead. When James over there did his Q&A video, you know, and I made the sarcastic question of how do you smell? How do you do any of this? He's like, we're dead.
I love that.
So I didn't realize until like 5 minutes into this Q&A that I didn't realize that I hadn't named my disabilities, which is fun. Good job, Al. Good job. So I have chronic pain, and yeah, good job.
Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late.
So I have two diseases. I have endometriosis and I have chronic Lyme disease, which is an important component when you are running a discussion about disability. You should probably just name what you've got going on. And the fun thing about having invisible disabilities is that nobody realizes what you have going on unless you are actually using a supportive aid, which at the moment I am not. When I was, people thought that I was faking it because who, when you're young, would possibly be using a cane or a walker? Because why would you possibly be doing that? That's sarcasm. But I would be using that, and they're like, why would you possibly be needing that? You're totally fine. And the frustrating thing about that is, one, completely invalidating, of course. But it just makes you feel invisible. And now that I'm passing as able-bodied, even though I'm living with like chronic pain that seems like it's completely debilitating and far more pain than like the average person deals with on a daily basis, it's frustrating to have to look at people and be like, oh, you have a headache. That sucks. And you think that like I'm totally fine kind of thing.
I have a little, like, something to go along with that. Like, yeah, well, we're talking about invisible disabilities. Like, you're not going to know somebody is deaf unless they're holding up a sign, which, by the way, thanks for hearing people say, you don't look deaf. Okay, thank you. Where's my book? Slap it on my book. Thank you very much. I like that. You'll be right. I'm hilarious.
Do you need the Braille menus when you go in to restaurants?
My friend Joey, he's also deaf, he goes off an airplane, okay, and they gave him a wheelchair with his name on it. So I have not gotten a Braille menu or a wheelchair, but I'm about to get to that point where I'm like, where the hell is my wheelchair?
I got a wheelchair in LAX. They wheeled me right through security
you're not gonna know they're there unless there's a sign or whatever. So people are constantly going behind me and they're trying to talk to me, and then like I look like that jackass because I'm not paying attention. But one funny thing that did happen was I went through customs yesterday, U.S. Customs. I'm just trying to make it easier. I only got asked one question. Do you have any bags? Just this. Okay, bye. But yeah, it's slightly annoying because they're always like, oh, you're not really deaf. I'm like, yes, honey, I am.
No, listen, they offer me the wheelchair at the airport all the time, and I'm very adamant about it. I'm like, I'm standing, aren't I? These things work, you know, what are you doing here? So it's just so strange. But you get a pass for being blind. I get all sorts of things for free. As a little kid, it was marvelous. And, they leave me on rides and stuff at amusement parks and things like this. I get into things for free. Oh, no, you don't pay. You're blind. You go right in. And so, I'll be honest with you, I still take advantage of that. These days. You have to. Why not? You got this, so you may as well live it up and enjoy it.
No, I totally
You may as well take advantage of it.
I talked to Charlie McDonald and Hank Green. I think it's because I hold the cane while I'm eating them, so they feel that it's like, okay, yeah, I'll talk with you. You can't see me. Talking with you, you can see me.
So I'm going to ask one more question before we do our breakouts, and that is, what disabled creators are you enjoying right now?
By the looks of this, I'm going to enjoy this. Oh, my God, yeah. No, I enjoy it. I was thinking it's like... I didn't know if you were going first.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, I like Lolo, Sitting Pretty is great. Big fan of her. She's fantastic. She's very cool. She's really hip. She's very cool. So I'm looking forward to meeting her.
She's going to be on our panel.
Oh, is she right there? Hi, I didn't even see it. Listen, it's a cheap one, but it works. And then some of the other blind creators as well. Molly Burke, I've seen some of her things and stuff. So, yeah.
Molly's right there.
I didn't see you either, Molly. How are you, sweetheart? How are you? Good to see you.
I love this man.
Ricky Porter, everybody.
No, as far as personality goes, I love Ricky's channel. Just your personality, and we always have to use that humor to kind of break that, use dark humor toward our disabilities in order to break the ice and be like, yeah, you're cool with it. My friend James, he's totally amazing, and the work that he's done as far as his video content, regardless if you can't see it, he's producing films, and that's really an inspiration. I don't know. It's like everybody within the community, we all have our own contribution, and there's something that you like about each and every creator. Tommy, it's your humor. Everybody loves your humor. Yeah.
Keep going. What else?
You don't know what I look like, so I think that's a plus.
I never remember. No, I have to say, you're gonna signal or something to signal over here. But yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go right through this. I'll be honest, I don't really watch a whole lot of YouTube, so I watch Alex's channel, and I'm like, Andy over here, and then there's James, but everybody else, I kind of not really watch anybody else. It's not a personal thing. After a while, for me as a creator and everything else, I also do on the side of stuff YouTube ends up being an afterthought unless I'm actually working on it. But I'm working on not making that thing. Whatever, English split. We've been awake for so long.
So, I love everyone. I'm just going to say. I had a big part in choosing who was on the workshop as well as the panel, so I helped curate that intentionally. But I'm going to shout out one name, and I'm going to choose that intentionally, and that is Annie Lane. She is right there. If you don't watch Annie, please, for the love of all that is holy, watch his content. And I'm saying that because I did my senior thesis on disability and personal testimony on YouTube. And I haven't made a video about this yet, but literally the video that I chose to do it on was Annie's. And it's because like I love her videos, and if I had like the spoons and the energy to be able to make videos like as much as she does, it would be the stuff that she makes. So like, please, love.
What's the channel name?
Annie Elaney. Do you want to do that?
Annie Elaney.
Yeah, ASL backwards.
I don't have Wi-Fi right now, but the disabilities on YouTube hashtag, I will put it on there.
She can tweet it.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, it will be on there. So, everybody's channels, I will do it on there. But that is who I'm promoting. So, okay. Now we're going to do our...
We'll probably do like this if you're ever here, just because Cart is right here, and because I know two
Yes.
people who just like...
Yes.
You'll take this.
So we're going to do our breakouts now. So we're going to do Ricky's section in this top corner because she needs to use the cart. And then everybody else is going to split into the... Yeah, anybody that needs the cart, you can go ahead and move into that your top right corner. But we're going to split everybody else into like quarters. So this top square here, and then that bottom half, and then...
Every corner.
Yeah, every corner. We're going to have into small discussion groups. So you want to just try to get into small discussion groups? We are going to go ahead and join you.
Tommy will go ahead and I'll give you the front corner on our side. So you'll just be directly in front of us, and then I'll be in the back.
Okay.
In the back.
You want to form circles?
Whatever is comfortable. You can stay in the chairs.
Some sort of huddled mass.
I don't know how they find in the chairs.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Very cool. So everyone just go around and sort of say where you're from. Yeah, say hello. And go ahead.
I'm Cassie. I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, I love Melbourne. That is my favorite. I love it so much. I can't wait to come back.
Excellent. And I'm a book tutor.
Nice.
My name's Marianne Rather. I came today because the audio has I'm interested in this topic because I'm a teacher for students with developmental disabilities and students who have
And where do you teach school?
I teach in San Diego.
San Diego. Nice. Very good.
My name is Nicole. I work for Crash Course
Where are you from?
Missoula, Montana.
Missoula. Nice. Very good. The fun capital of America. Yes, sir. Richard, you're next.
I'm Nico. I'm from Los Angeles.
What's up, Nico?
And what do I do? Mostly.
You were an admin on a collective for bloggers.
That's a thing. But mostly I'm here to hang out with friends.
Nice. Very good.
My name is Catherine. I am also an admin, as is Kirsty, on the We Blog Collective. We put together a group of people that do Vita every August, which is Vlog Every Day in August. I live in Chicago, but I'm from California.
Nice. Very cool.
Oh, we got one more behind
Oh,
me.
sorry. Hi. I didn't see you.
My name is Mary Rendelsbach. I'm actually a producer at Upworthy, and I mostly do Facebook. I'm here learning all about YouTube, and we're trying to really grow there. So, thank you. And I live in Utah. Just moved. I just moved to Ogden on Saturday. On Sunday, I was in Texas before I could do this stuff.
I just got a gig next year. I'm going to teach. There's a school for blind there, right?
I'm not sure yet.
I think there is. I think that's what it is.
Find out.
Yeah, and I'm doing the graduation. So yeah, it's gonna. I can't believe it. It's it's gonna be big
from
fun.
what I've seen so far.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I'm
There
really
about 2
looking
days
forward
before
to
I
it.
came here, so.
And Lolo.
Yes.
Lolo.
Oh, well, Tommy, we just met. But yeah, so I'm a YouTube creator, and I just vlog about my life as a disabled woman, and just make tons of videos, everything about my personal feelings and how my disability affects everyday situations and all of those things. And then, and yeah, and just, just talk about it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Molly, are you joining us? You sitting back there?
There she is.
Molly Burke.
Make some noise.
We were in like a very one that required visuals, and we're both sitting here with our guide dogs, and we're like, I think we're missing something. So we were like, maybe we should get the one that has visuals. So we come back here.
Hey, Tommy, why don't you sit over here where I am?
Wait,
so
all right.
you're addressing the whole group.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Oh, this is much better.
What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, we've been.
Yep, we've met.
Yeah, Sarah, you're from Chicago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember you.
My name's Catherine. We actually have been at a Nerd Fighter meetup together.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
Who's filming here?
I'm Paul. I have a YouTube channel called Paul Talks where I talk about geeky social issues from a feminist perspective. One of the things I talk about is ableism.
Fantastic. Very nice.
I think that's it, right? And I'm Ben. I work with Tommy. I do all the videos. I edit and shoot all the videos.
Yeah.
Tommy and I know each other for about like 18, 19 years.
Yeah, we've been pals for life. We met in radio, me and Ben. And so that's how we got together. And then Ben moved into video production, and we started making videos and stuff. So that's how it all kind of began.
I think I love your channel so much, Tommy, because it's so full of humor, and that's like one of the big things that I like to add to my channel as well. Is just to take away that intimidation that comes with disability, And so I just love how you do that, and I learned a lot from watching your stuff, because I didn't even think about certain things like when you did the sentient workers, and like I was like, wait, how does that? I don't know. It's just like a lot of things that I learned about just from watching your stuff. So I just think it's cool that we're all here and we're able to, discuss and stuff.
As you were doing that marker video, I was also, as you were explaining the scent, trying to figure out what color I thought it might be.
You played along at home, right?
I got a few more right than you, but I did forget.
All right, you.
I also had sight as a child.
Yeah, that seems you had a little bit of an advantage.
Which is why I was having a competition with you that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
I was like, let's see who will win this.
One of the things is that there's a guy, well, two guys, Mark Goodson and Bill Todd. They made game shows back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, even into the 80s. And Mark Goodson always said, if you're going to do a game like that, what you want, the object of it is to have people at home screaming at their television. That's what it's all about. And you know what? It's right. And we've done several game videos, where I've tried to guess, the scented mark, of course. We did another one with, name brands and offerings. Which I didn't do too well at either. But, but it's really neat. And like those things, they really do. They make you react. And so, like Molly, I'm glad you played along. That's great. Thank you for that.
I'm funny. And I won, so.
Unbeknownst to you, she won.
Listen, we'll make one with you next. We'll see how you do.
Yeah. You didn't know until now that you lost, so it's not that bad.
Right.
That's right.
So you have experience in radio. Have you considered a podcast?
Yeah, well, I actually do a sort of a radio show on the internet. Just playing the hits, because it's my old disc jockey skills, right? It's, I just like that and pop music and stuff. So I do that with a couple of friends of mine who are old radio pilots. But I don't know. We like YouTube's a lot of fun because we can sort of see what's happening on YouTube rather than in a podcast. You can't really get a feel for numbers and things like that, can you?
There are apps and stuff that you can do to find stats.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to do the show that Tommy does is a music show, just DJing. You can actually watch him on one website or listen to him on TuneIn.
On TuneIn Radio, yeah, your TuneIn Radio app, and it's it's in stereo and it comes in great all over the world,
But it's live and it doesn't really get archived. So
Yeah.
I'd like to try and find.
So we want to try and archive
and put them
up.
Podcast.
But it's nice for you in Melbourne. It's on 11 to 3 on Tuesdays. I mean midday until the winter, until summertime, and then we're on from 1 to 5 for the time change. She knows what the time is.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah. Is there anything you guys would like to know about? Yeah. Not all at once.
Like, what do we? There are certain videos or questions that Tommy hasn't answered that you want.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to hear, like to see in a video, or anything at all?
Actually, I was curious if you have had anything to do with YouTube's venturing into audio description tracks for YouTube.
No. That was, who was talking about that then? That was
James Rath.
James Rath, yeah. Who's going to be in the panel with us on Saturday. But yeah, audio description is a fairly new thing for me. And, a lot of people are curious. We don't use it when we do movie reviews. And that's simply because nobody audio describes my life. You know what I mean? So like if me and if me and Sarah have an argument or something, I say something that's a little bit off color or whatever that offends her. I can tell by her reaction that she's upset with me. I don't need somebody to tell me Sarah's now pissed at Tommy. You can't believe it. Yeah, right, exactly. So so I go to the movies like that too. And it's great fun. But that having been said, I did when the Daredevil thing came out on Netflix. I watched the first episode with no audio description, and I could not have been more lost. Because there are flashbacks and things. There's all sorts of things that happen that I had no idea. And then I watched it with audio description, and it was amazing. Then I watched about 5-6 episodes, and it was incredible. So, and the first movie I ever saw with audio description was a long time ago. Was The Matrix.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's one of those movies. Dude, you got to see The Matrix. It's so great. You're gonna go out of your mind. And I watched it about 11, 12 times with no audio description, and was like, this movie stinks. It's awful, And then audio description, and now I understand everything. So, audio description's great, but we don't do the movie reviews with it. I think it's more fun to do it without them. Because, listen, one of the things that we talk about in the movie reviews is, what makes a great movie is great writing, great acting, the Foley art, all the sounds and things, all that stuff is very important. For example, like Goodfellas. I always go back to Goodfellas, and I assert that any sighted person can enjoy Goodfellas without a picture and be able to follow it perfectly and take the ride and enjoy every little bit about it. And that's a great movie. Like I hear 3D. I hear a movie's going to be in 3D, and I go, uh-oh.
3D isn't that exciting.
Yeah, to be fair, there's many of us that are supposed to take advantage and give that extra money, and it's actually a downside to me. It gives me headaches.
Yes, it gives me like extreme headache.
But Hank Green makes 2D glasses, so you can watch the 3D movies in 2D.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
How do you feel about the quote-unquote 4D experience where you get things like water at you and some shaking around on your seat?
Well, that's like an old. There was a movie in the 70s called Earthquake, and the trick of that movie was to make you feel the earthquake in your chair. That was the whole rub, and that was pretty cool. Now I don't know if there was a ride at Universal. We used to do our morning show from Universal every year for a few years when I was in radio, and. What was it? What was the movie Twister, right? From the mid, Helen Hunt, right? 90s, yep. And that ride, they threw water at you and stuff, and it was, that was sort of cool. But I don't know if I need all that, It'd be like going to Rocky Horror and getting pelted with rice and toast and everything, I don't need that. It makes me think my cabinet's open and things are falling out. Nothing? Come on, I thought that was funny. Tough crowd. It's an old reference. It is an old reference.
Rocky Horror?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I ever saw it.
I went
we should
once.
change that. They're remaking it with Laverne Cox.
Oy vey. Just what we need.
Sorry. with a trans woman as Dr. Frankenfurter, I think it's going to be great.
Well, remakes make me nervous. You know.
Yeah, remakes you always have to, it makes me nervous too. I'm not really a remake. Yeah.
Like we're going to see Independence Day tonight.
Oh, yeah.
For our first, we're kicking off the movie reviews again tomorrow. We haven't been to the movies in years. So I'm really excited for Independence Day. I can't wait. And just please don't break my heart, because the first, I never watched the first one. I saw the first one the other day, and I really enjoyed it. It was great fun. It was big fun. You know, I'm rooting for people and cheering, the whole thing, taking the ride. It was great. And of course, the great Robert Loggia's in it, who he stole the show from me. Tremendous. So, we'll see what happens. It's going to be fun.
I think the bigger fear that some people have is that it'll be just the same as the first one.
Well, just the same would be all right, but I feel that it's going to be. I'd settle for just the same. If it's going to be as exciting and as fun, that'd be all right. But like the Hangover. Oh my God, remember those, dude? Oh boy, those were Hangover 2 and 3 were just
same thing over and over again.
Awful, yeah, just the same bloody movie over and over and over. Not for me.
Exactly. The first one is really good though, actually. So.
It's good, yeah. This one was okay. There's a lot of hype around it. I think there
was a lot of hype. Yeah. Because we went and saw Hangover 2 to review it, and we watched the first one like the day before together, and we were like, oh.
So what else?
What else? Is there anything you guys like to know? Anything at all? I mean, obviously I answered all sorts of questions on YouTube, so I'm a total open book. So you can ask me anything you'd like. Now's your opportunity.
Oh, I did hear that. What was the audio descriptions for? Is it called? What is it called? Audio descriptions?
Audio description, yeah.
I hear that like some of the worst things to hear as an audio description is a dance scene.
Really? I've not heard a dance scene audio described.
Oh God, I'm hearing it in my head.
Are they really bad?
I haven't watched it, but I'm playing it out in my head based on other audio descriptions that I've heard. Like, he's lifting her in the air, her leg kicks out. Like, they're spinning. Like, it's horrible.
And what happens if you just like don't know what the name of the move is, and like they're spinning around, they're doing what is a pirouette? I don't know what it is.
No, a pirouette's a little cookie from Pepperidge Farm. The chocolate ones are great. I don't think they are pirouettes. They're the cylindrical ones.
Yeah. I wonder, do they call them by name, or do they actually describe the dance?
So folks, I'm really sad to say this. If you could put your chairs back where they were, and if we could start to come back up. We had a pretty fantastic discussion. So I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who came, and just validate you all for your experiences. Like, this is a really big deal for having this in a public space and to be able to discuss the disabilities. Like, it took a lot of push to be able to have this happen, and I think it's really important to be able to discuss our identities in a public space and to have our experiences be real. And I think it's really important. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. And I hope that this happens again. And please use the hashtag. Like, please put your information in the hashtag so that we can all connect. If you have more questions, you have more experiences, please use that space. Because I think we all need to find more creators, and I think that that's going to be a good space to representation. Representation matters.
Like, I understand when people come like, oh, I want to make videos, but I'm really afraid to because people will make fun of me or not listen to me, yada, yada, yada. But I hope the fact that, last year we had a voice captioning workshop, this year we have that again, and now we have this. Like, this is more like in general, whereas the closed captioning is more technical. Hopefully this will give people, like, if any of you were wanting to make a channel,
So if you guys want to meet any of us, I'm gonna actually, I think they cannot come.
They cannot.
Yeah, you guys can't come up after the thing. So if you go out into the main hallway though, I'm gonna go out that way. I'll find you guys. So
Yeah.
like,
Basically, make it look like we all saw each other for the first time.
yeah.
Listen, like I always say, I'll never be able to find you, so if you want to come and say hi,